Hi, my name is Lindsay Voisin, and I'm a student learning coordinator in the Department of Student Learning and Transitions at Nipissing University. For this video, we're going to be talking about note-taking in online learning. It's important to note that the tips provided in this presentation are intended to address a broad audience and do not address the unique needs of individual learners. Reach out to student learning coordinators for strategies pertaining to your specific situation. For more information or to book an appointment, you can visit nipissingu.ca/SLT, or you can email slt@nipissingu.ca. So let's get started. On the agenda, we're going to be talking about some of the resources that you have, some important items to consider, and the support that's available. Spoiler alert, I'm right here. So some of your resources. First of all, you're going to want to look within your module. So the weekly learning outcomes for the course, the week, and the readings. These are some important features that you should be paying attention to when you're considering what you should be writing down or the items that you should be pulling out for the sake of creating longer term memories. So your learning outcomes will have signal phrases like by the end of this module, by the end of this course, by the end of this chapter, whatever it may be. By the end of this, students will be able to, and then some bulleted points. Depending on where you find that learning objective, whether it's for the course as a whole or for the week or for the readings, the number of points is going to vary. But these are some really critical clues as to what the faculty member or the textbook find to be important. So what you're really going to want to pay attention to those phrases and make the most out of them. Take a look at the module itself, so the written content for the week, and look for the subheadings in that lecture, that module material. So if there's a subheading, it's probably important for you to be mindful of those subheadings because they're going to give you a little bit of a hint as to what is coming. Also going to give you an important insight into how the faculty member has sort of organized their thoughts on the subject matter. You're also going to want to take a look at any questions from the discussion post. So flip over to the discussion post for the week and see what the guiding questions are, because again, that'll be a great clue for what the faculty member finds to be important or something that they really want you to zone in on. Some important things to consider. Be mindful that every student has unique learning and note-taking needs. I see students frequently who are really trying to make their study strategies and their learning strategies fit within a mold or what they think it should look like. So they think that note-taking should be done with a highlighter and pen and pencil, or they think it should look a certain way. That the notes should be bulleted or however it should be. In reality, we need to consider your unique learning requirements as well as what's most appropriate for the material that you're going to be learning. In some classes, an effective note may take the form of a drawing that you've spent some time doing that captures the material really nicely. In other areas, a drawing may not be appropriate because of the complex nature of the material. So these are some things that we need to consider. Your unique learning needs, as well as the teaching modalities of the material that you're actually going to be taking in. You're going to want to consider whether you would prefer electronic or handwritten notes, and consider organization systems within each. So if you prefer electronic notes, how are you going to save them? How are you going to be able to recall them? What's your filing system going to look like for that? If they are handwritten notes, same thing goes. How are you going to make sure that things do stay organized so that you know how to find information in a convenient manner? Be mindful that you're looking at a few different things when you're learning. So there's a difference between knowing something and actually comprehending or understanding it. I want you to be aiming for demonstrating understanding. So when you're writing your notes, you're not just writing verbatim or word for word what you find on the slide or what you find in the textbook. I want you to be going for something that makes sense to you. So how would you phrase that sentence? How would you make sense of that material? What's an example from your own life or your own sphere that would help you to make sense and remember this? And in terms of support, the support you need is available for you at Student Learning and Transitions. Please feel free to reach out by emailing slt@nipissingU.ca or visit our website, nipissingU.ca/SLT, and you can click the Book an Appointment button to come in and talk about tailoring note-taking for your needs.